Hey you guys, welcome to Keys on Popular Chronicles. This channel is for growth, love, protection, life lessons, accountability for self, resurrection, and putting an ending to all destruction, chaos, conflict, and confusion. We are all students, but few are true teachers. I am here to give chronicles of testimony to the collective, as I am a true servant to the Most High. Now, I want to talk about, it's it's really a controversial topic, and I feel like it hits home to a lot of groups in the world. It's a colorist, and the true definition of like a colorist is someone is prejudiced against people with darker skin, and like specifically they're showing favor to lighter skinned people over those with darker skin complexions. And like I said, this happens I feel like in every group of individuals, even in the like any community, honestly. And it's like the darker you are, the worse it becomes for you in the world. And it's really sad, but that is the truth. And the lighter you are, the more opportunities or the more favor that you would get towards other people. I will say this, you just don't grow up being a colorist. And the reason why I say that is because when you're a child, you're not even looking at color. You're looking at, is this person nice? Does this person treat me well? Are they a good individual? Because when I was younger, that's all that I basically did. I had a lot of non-colored friends, colored friends. It was just like all across the board in every community. And I didn't look at the fact that they were white or they had darker skin or lighter skin. I looked at the fact that if they were like a good individual, if they were someone that I could really count on, someone that I could really be comfortable with, versus me looking at, oh, this person is too dark or this person's too light. And I think we're all like that when we're children. We don't look at if this person's black, if this person's white, if this person's brown, whatever, so forth. We don't look at that. And the older we get, the more complicated it gets, because now we're being taught other people's ways of living. And with me, it was like I would hear like colorist remarks and everything from family, from friends. And at first I didn't think anything of it until I started doing like research, and I was like, this is crazy. Because I am a darker skinned woman, and I never felt like my color was something like to be like, oh my God, I'm so dark and everything like that. Like, I never had that feeling. It's like other people wanted me to have that feeling like, oh, you're too dark, you're too this, you're too that. And I would be like, what the heck is this? It's like, that's the thing that people do. They project onto you because of their insecurities. And I feel like that's what a lot of people do that are colorists. They see someone as being a darker complexion and they want that person to feel inferior. They want that person to feel like bad because of something that they can't control. That makes no sense. You can't, first off, this is the thing. You can't control how dark or how light you are unless you bleach yourself, and that's just disgusting. But in like the real world, like in reality, you cannot control how you are made when you come out of your mom's vajayjay. Like, you cannot do that. Like, that's stupid. Like, it's like people try to make their insecurities your insecurities, and I never understood that. But as like we get older, we get taught to be a colorist, or we get taught to be like, okay, so this person is of darker complexion, don't give them the time of day, don't consider them as an option, treat them less than because they have a darker complexion. That is the most ignorant thing you can possibly do. And it's everywhere on TV, on social media, even when you're walking down the street. Like, it's terrible. And it's like people want you to feel some kind of way because you were born darker skin. So, this is the thing. People feel like when they're like gay, bisexual, trans, non-binary, they're born that way. They want people to know that they were born that way. They weren't taught that. They were born that way. So how I feel like, okay, if you were born that way, why can't the same answer be for individuals who are darker skinned? They were literally born that way. Like, they literally came out of a JJ that way. So why is it different? It's like a different way of thinking when it comes down to other things. But then when it comes down to you being darker skinned, it's like a issue, a problem. I never understood that, and me personally, I don't want to understand that because all it does is complicate life more than it should be. Life is already complicated. It is. And to make it more complicated when it comes down to something that somebody cannot control, that makes no sense. That's stupid. So, what I do in my world, in my reality, is if I get any pushback or whatever when it comes down to my skin color, I just leave it be. I literally just let it roll off of me because it does not define me. if you feel uncomfortable because I'm darker skinned, or if you feel uncomfortable because of something that I cannot control, that's your fault. That's your issue. And I personally feel like I don't care what color you are, if you are being prejudiced towards somebody because of their skin color, to me, you're a racist, period, point blank. And people can be racist in their own communities. I don't see why people don't understand that. You can be full-fledged racist in your own community because you feel you're trying to infuriate an individual because of something that they cannot control. You're being prejudiced. That's the same thing as being a racist. You're prejudiced. You're sitting there pointing fingers at something or someone, and they can't control how they look. Like, that makes no sense. Yeah, we have ways to bleach. Yeah, we have ways to get cosmetics and everything like that. But that's fake. That's fake. Who wants to have cosmetics, or who wants to walk around bleaching themselves? That's like, you can get cancer. We already have enough going on when it comes down to the pollution, um, you know, just the world in general, the air that we breathe. Like, we already have a lot of stuff against us. Why even do something even worse to you by putting bleach on your skin so you can make others feel comfortable? Like, no, I'm not doing that. Sorry. Not. And and it's like, what amazes me is that I never I never understood it, and I never want to understand it, but everybody wants to like reassure me that that I'm dark skinned. It's like, I don't understand. Like, if people are weird, that's why I say you're weird. If that's like the first thing you point out, or if that's something that you point out, that is weird. It's something wrong with you. That's like an issue that you have. Um, like, I used to hear it all the time when I was in high school, grade school, everything. Like, girls, guys, like, they always used to point it out. They would always say, okay, why are you so dark, but your hair looks like that? Or, but your facial features look like that. Like, it made no sense to me. Like, basically pointing out, like, okay, I'm of darker skin, but my hair is not quote unquote coarse, or my hair is not, you know, like to my neck, you know what I mean? Like, all hella short and stuff. So, like, it's like these um stereotypes of darker skinned people having coarse hair, of dark skinned people having short hair, like really short hair, and of darker skinned people having like really big features. They would say, okay, like, you're dark, but why is your nose not as big as darker skinned people? Or why are your eyes so chinky? What are you talking about? Like, that's why I say, it's people are so like illiterate. Like, they're ignorant, and that is ignorance. If you're sitting there like pointing out features and saying that a dark skinned person don't supposed to have those features, Are you in their family for them to be, for you to be like, you shouldn't look like that? What? You're not making any sense. Everybody looks a certain way because of their bloodline. You have no idea what their great 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 grandma looked like, or their bloodline. You don't know their bloodline in order for you to sit up there and say those things. And then it's like, everybody does not look like everybody. Everybody is not a cookie cutter. Like, why don't people understand that? It's weird. It's so weird, and it's creepy. It's like you're not the police or the FBI of dark skinned people. Like, you're not making any sense. We all look different. I don't care if you're white, black, whatever. I don't care. I don't care. We all look different. We're all gonna have different features. There's white people that have big old lips, big old noses, and I mean, it doesn't change the fact that they're white. Like, that makes no sense. So why can't a person who is um a darker skinned individual, why can't they have, a small nose, chinky eyes? Why can't they have long hair? It doesn't make any sense. It never has, and it never will. And that's why I say, I go back to it. We are taught these things through social media, through friends, through family. Like, we're taught to look at other people differently based off of what color they are. Is so sick. It's so, so sick. And it's 2022, and it's not getting any better. It's getting worse. It's getting way worse. And that's why you see people bleaching their skin and everything like that, due to the issues that they had to go through. Probably as a child, being older, being in the spotlight. It's like they had to get, quote unquote, continuously ridiculed over and over and over again. And then they're like, okay, I'm tired of this. So in order to like get away from that, let me do something about myself. Let me get like a lighter skin. And then when they become like a lighter skin, they look terrible. They look terrible. They look sick. They look really sick because their pigmentation, it was not supposed to be white. It was not supposed to be light. It was not supposed to be that way. So now they look weird because they sat up there and they changed their color. For example, look at how, God rest his soul, look how Michael Jackson, look how he looked when he got older. He said he had like a skin condition, but to me, I think that he bleached himself. And when he was younger, oh my gosh, he was so handsome. He was so handsome. His nose, everything, he was handsome. And what made me like really be like, oh my gosh, he is so handsome, was when I saw the Rock With You video, and also when I saw the Thriller video. Oh my gosh, he was so handsome. He was handsome. And I just couldn't believe that he changed his beautiful skin, his beautiful nose. Like, he just changed himself, and it was because of the ridicule that he not only got from his family, that he got from other people. And it's like he felt like in order for him to be accepted 100%, he had to change. He had to change who he was physically. He had to change who he was. And that's sad. That is super sad because he was so handsome. Dang, he was so handsome. And it made no sense. So I vow for myself to continue to love me, continue to love my dark skin and my features that quote unquote aren't necessarily dark skinned people features. I vow to love me for who I am, period. I don't care what other people think, say, or do. And I've been around colorist individuals all my life. I've been around racist individuals all my life. I've been around all of these people, and it never changed who I was at the end of the day. I don't care. I don't care if you have a stereotype of darker skinned people being thieves, or darker skinned people being loud, or dark skinned people being, you know, baby mamas and all this and that. I don't care. I don't care what type of stereotype that you try to box me in. You're never going to succeed in that. And that's why people feel some type of way about me, because I don't fit in none of those boxes. I don't fit in the baby mama box. I don't fit in the thief box. I don't fit in the loud box. I don't fit in none of those boxes that they try to put darker skinned individuals in. I just don't, and I never will be, because everybody is different. And that's what people need to understand. You're the one that's ignorant. You're ignorant because you're sitting there spewing out hate speech and thinking that that's basically your First Amendment is, having free speech. No, you're hate speeching. That's what you're doing. You're hating. You're spewing hate. And this is why I don't do social media. I don't have an Instagram. I don't have a Twitter. I don't have a Snapchat. Oh my God, please. I don't have none of those things. Instagram is for thoughts. Snapchat is for thoughts. And you can be a man or a woman and be a thought. That's for them. The people be on those social media sites to cheat, to have one night stands, to be out there in them streets, to be like hooping and hollering, and also to broadcast, oh, I'm this, I'm that, my life is lovely, and blah blah blah. Like the lies, basically wanting people to be envious of them, and their lives are freaking miserable. As soon as they cut off like the Instagram videos or the TikTok videos or the Snapchat videos, like they're all in freaking chaos. They're all in competition with each other. They're all jealous of each other. They're all envious of each other. It's like, it's ridiculous. This whole situation is ridiculous. And that's why I stay away. I stay away from all that crap. Haven't been on my social media like Facebook, because that's all I had. I haven't been on my Facebook since like 2019. I'm done. Like, I'm not dealing with none of these people. I deal with you guys enough when I go to the store. I deal with you enough when I go to work. I deal with you enough. I don't want to deal with you or your BS when I'm in the comfort of my own home. I'm not dealing with that. I'm not dealing with a racist. I'm not dealing with a colorist. I'm not dealing with none of you. When I come home, this is my safe haven. I'm not dealing with it. It's like, you can hate and be envious and jealous and throwing hate speech. You can do all that on your own time and on your own dime. I'm not dealing with it. I don't care if you're a family member. I don't care if you're a friend. I don't care. You do what you want to do. That ain't got nothing to do with me. So this is like really the reason why I haven't spoke to my family in about a year. I haven't spoke to friends that I used to consider as my best friends in about a year. And it's all because everybody is wanting to live this fakeness and throw out hate and just not happy with their self. So they try to make you be unhappy because they're unhappy. I'm not dealing with that. And all of this prejudice stuff and trying to put someone on a pedestal because of the way they look or what their skin color is, like, I'm not dealing with none of that. Like, that is sick. You're sick. Something wrong with you. You need help. Not dealing with that. That's why I say these people are hella sick. And this is why I keep to myself. This is why I don't have friends. I don't have friends. I don't have family. I don't have none of them. And the only person that I truly feel like I count on is myself and one other individual, and that's it. And that person is somebody who is like, I consider that person as an alien because they're not, to me, they're not human. Because humans are disgusting, and that's just what it is. Humans are. I'm just keeping it a buck. They're they're disgusting. So I don't even consider this individual as a human. I consider this individual as an alien. They have like their own DNA, and they have like their own way of thinking. They have their own way of living. They have their own way of doing. Their DNA is not similar to a human. It's just not. And I can tell by the way that this person carries themselves. So I don't get along with with people because of my thinking process, and I'm okay with that. And that's why I stay to myself, and I'm happy. Like, literally. I don't have to deal with people and their BS and their ugh. I don't have to deal with that. Like, and I'm glad that I don't have to deal with that 24/7. So if you are a colorist or if you are someone who is prejudiced, kick a boulder. Like, you're hella ignorant, something wrong with you. You need help. You need help. If you try to put someone on a pedestal because they're lighter or because they're this, because they have certain features, something wrong with you. Got an issue. And don't get me wrong, we are all taught certain things. And I don't make that an an excuse because I was taught that darker skin was not good. I was taught like all of this disgusting things, but that never changed my perception about who I was. I knew that what these people were spewing or what these individuals that were trying to teach me, I knew it was a lie. So therefore, I just let them do what they do, say what they say, and brushed it off. Because it's not me, it's not who I am. And you're not gonna tell me, oh well, you know, you're the exception to the rule. No. Don't do that. Don't do that. That's not cool. You sit up there telling people that they're an exception because they're this way or they look this way. No, don't do that. That's disgusting. And that's why I say this is why I will never be in a box. I would never put myself in a box. I would never categorize myself. I would never, because I don't fit in any box. And I think when people start really thinking for themselves rather than letting individuals think for them is when the world will be like better. You have a right to have your own opinion. You do. But if your opinion is hurting other people because you feel some kind of way about who they things that they basically cannot change, it's something wrong with you. It's not something wrong with them, it's something wrong with you on the inside, and that's what needs to be addressed. So I wanted to talk about this and I wanted to say what I needed to say. I know this is long, but it's just truth, and I'm gonna go ahead and go, and I hope everyone has a good one. Okay, bye.